Welcome to the pot. I'm DS Elias, and this is where culture meets the kitchen. Whether we're talking food, psychology, spirit, or society, we always bring it back to what feeds us literally and culturally. So grab a plate, pull up a chair, and let's stir the pot. Let me know where you are watching from, please. And also, I smell something. I can smell somebody cooking something up. Did you have dinner already? I would love to know what you guys had for dinner. Are you making dinner? What will you be making for dinner? What are your dinner plans? This is a place for foodies. So let me hear your dinner plans. Yesterday, I had some, I'm trying to change the word curry because I know the Indians don't really like masala. But anyway, it was what we know as curry. So I made a chicken curry yesterday from scratch. Oh my goodness, it was so delicious. And tonight, I think I'm just gonna do some chocolate chip cookies, some homemade chocolate chip cookies with some ice cold milk. That's all I need for tonight, because that's what I'm in the mood for. So what are you in the mood for? Oh man. So I'm DS Elias, and I'm a professional chef and a professional foodie. You are watching the Food Plane YouTube channel. We are all things food and culture. We're here. You're watching The Pot on the Food Plane YouTube channel. We're here every Thursday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Today is a very special show, so we are here tonight on this beautiful hump day, huh? So also, I've embarked on a journey, and I am traveling America looking for America's best food destinations. And every Saturday, 11 a.m. Eastern Time, right here on the Food Plane, we drop a different episode. And this past week, we visited what many consider to be the best pizza in the US. So of course, if they're saying this is one of the spots, I gotta go check it out. If it's considered the best, we will be there. So this video, episode 3, is available to check out soon as you finish watching The Pot here tonight, or anytime you want. It is available to watch and find out what is so unique about this pizza, because there is something that sets this pizza apart. And anyway, this coming Saturday, 11 a.m. Eastern Time, we have episode 3. So we've had 1, 2, yeah. So wow, episode 3 this coming Saturday, 11 a.m. Eastern Time, and we are going to continue the story. Yes, there is a story to tell, and I'm going to continue it because it's quite fascinating. So tune in this Saturday, 11 a.m. right here on the Food Plane. To put those notifications on. Also, the Food Plane YouTube channel, we are full of fun food facts. I give you fun food facts every week, and we are full of delicious recipes from around the world. Hey, I even put out a short today showing you how to make my secret Krispy Kreme copycat recipe. Oh yeah, so you're gonna want to check that out. Anyway, here's a little amuse-bouche, a little hors d'oeuvre, if you would. Just something to whet your palate. This is the one we just went to at Frank Pepe's. So check this out whenever you get a chance. Hey, I'm DS Elias, and I'm coming to you from where many people say is the best pizza in the United States of America. We're talking New Haven, Connecticut. We're talking Frank Pepe's. Yes, there it is. That was episode 2, and that's available. Episode 1, if you missed that, is also available. Excuse me. We are visiting America's best food destinations, and this Saturday is episode 3. We continue the story. It's quite funny. Anyway, let's see who's in the chat today. And of Salt and Silence Poetry says, hi DS, hi passengers of the Food Plane, excited for tonight's show. Thank you for being here. Home. Okay, yeah, home. Cheerio cereal for dinner over here, some cinnamon toast crunch. Is that, well, see, we both have a sweet tooth tonight, don't we? Oh boy. All right. Who's he? Clarissa. Wow. Clarissa, thank you so much for being here. It's nice to see you. Hello to you as well. Welcome to the pot. Hi, Clarissa. Thank you for joining. Says of Salt and Silence Poetry. Look who's in the house, ladies and gentlemen. It is G.R. Houston. Jack is in his house. She says, good evening. Of Salt and Silence says, hey, hi, G. Thank you for joining, of course. Hey, Salt and Silence, all the love, the love, the love. Oh my, wow. Hello, everyone. Look who's in the house, ladies and gentlemen. D is in the house. Wow. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for all your support, D. You've been with me for quite a long time, and I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. GR. Sometimes me and the hubs will grab a bowl of, yeah, right? Why not? Nothing wrong with that. You know, I love a good dine. Breakfast is my favorite meal. Yes, breakfast is my favorite meal. And I love a good diner, a nice, sanitary, clean diner. But yeah, because they serve breakfast, most of them serve breakfast 24/7. And yeah, I love me a good breakfast. There ain't nothing wrong with that. Well, G, I'm curious, since you mentioned the Cheerios, what is your favorite one? Do you have a favorite one? Which are the ones that are at your place right now? All right. Of Salt and Silence Poetry says, hi, D. Thank you for joining us. GR Houston Jack says, hey, DiCaprio. And Dr. Tachi, who will be joining us shortly, says, hey, all. Wow. Thank you all for being here. I sincerely appreciate you. Now, I got to tell you something. So last week, when we did our trivia, I asked the question, but I never gave the answer for it. So you might want to watch the last episode we had. And here's the answer. It was strawberries. I apologize for that, but the answer was strawberries. Now, also, before we get into this week's trivia, not the giveaway, but today's trivia, speaking of giveaway, we do giveaways up to $100 at least once a month. I think in the past month we've given away $200. I think G won $100. She could testify to that. And last week, I believe Nicole of Salt and Silence got $100. And yeah, so we give, that's why, tune in, because you never know when we're doing the giveaway. It'll happen at least once a month. It can happen today. It might happen in 10 minutes. It might happen in 5. It might happen towards the middle of the interview or towards the end. You never know. We might not do the giveaway today. We might, but we will at least once a month. We will be giving up to $100. So you don't want to miss an episode. Turn on those notifications. But for now, here is this week's trivia. All right, so this week's trivia is, what spice? Let me know in the comments what your answer is. This is not the giveaway, okay? So you will know whenever I give a trivia and it's connected to the giveaway, you will definitely know. All right, so what spice comes from a seed pod of an orchid? What spice comes from the seed pod of an orchid? And I'll give you the answer shortly, all right? Let me check the chat out. D says hello to G. G said, I sure did. She says, oh, thank you. No, thank you, D. Thank you, D. I sincerely appreciate you. All right, so let's give you a little bit of our hospitality news of the week. All right, a multi-state outbreak of cyclospora linked to iceberg lettuce supplied by Taylor Farms in Mexico continues to affect restaurant traffic across the United States. Now, major chains, including Taco Bell, Chipotle, and others, have seen customers become more cautious about ordering salads and lettuce-based items at their restaurants. Some restaurant traffic has declined. Wow. While suppliers work to reassure consumers about food safety, health officials are still investigating whether other produce, including cilantro and parsley, may be involved. Food safety can change customer behavior overnight, right? Isn't that something? All right, listen to this. Chili's is bringing back the 90s. Let me know if you heard about this. Chili's is rolling out a nationwide redesign inspired by its classic 1990s restaurants. The company is restoring the red booths. Yeah, the neon signs, the retro decor, classic Southwestern styling. See, restaurants aren't just selling food anymore, they're selling memories. Huh? Isn't that something? All right, did you hear about this? JetBlue upgrades its food program. JetBlue announced new premium mint menus created by acclaimed New York restaurants Crown Shy and Birdie beginning July 31st. It's another example of airlines investing heavily in food quality to stand out in a competitive travel market. Wow. Restaurants, hold on. Restaurants, pardon me. Restaurants continue fighting higher costs. Industry experts say restaurant operators are still battling rising food costs, higher labor expenses, tight profit margins, increased competition. But despite those pressures, many operators continue investing in better ingredients and quality because that's what customers notice most. Keep the customers happy, huh? And last but not least, the restaurant business. Now, restaurants account for nearly 1/3 of the average American's food spending, and the restaurant industry is approaching 1 trillion in annual sales in the US, making it one of the country's largest private sector employers. Wow, wow. Which one of these surprised you most? Let me know about, have you ever been to, I never was I don't recall ever going to Chili's. I'm trying to think, have I ever been to Chili's? I don't recall. I don't recall. All right, so D says, oh, thank you. Salt and silence poetry says vanilla. Ah, okay, I see. All right, GR. She says, I use star anise in my Thai. Yes, but I'm clueless as on this one. Oh, okay. I see. I see. Wow. Yeah. Star anise is important in I love a good Thai iced tea. Oh my goodness. That is so good. D says, hello, Dr. Tachi of Salt and Silence Poetry. Hey there. Dr. Tachi says, hey to D. Hey. I'm not Fat Albert, but hey. All right, they need to bring back the baby back rib commercials that made chili famous. Huh, interesting. I wonder what Dr. Tachi has to say about that. She might have something to say, you never know. All right, so let me check. All right, hold on. Oh, okay, so I have to tell you real quick. All right, so just before I forget, for those of you who like to listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcast, you can find us there. Just search the podcast, the Pot Podcast with DS Elias. And I usually, like tonight's show will be posted later on tonight. I usually post them on Spotify and Apple Podcast the night, maybe an hour or 2 or 3, just sometime after a few hours after the show. They will be on Apple Podcast and Spotify. All right. Here, I am so excited to announce this, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let me get it right. Oh, let me just say this real quick. If you are from New York, you don't have to be from New York, but especially New Yorkers know who this is. This is Katie Tung, and she has decided to retire. Yeah, to retire. Wasn't she on WPIX? Yeah, that's what it says. So she started out maybe with Eyewitness News. And yeah, so wow, if you're a New Yorker, cheers. If you're a New Yorker, yeah, she's like Ernie Anastos, she was on that level. She's been around for so long. So yeah, best wishes to Katie Tong. All right, so here we go. I'm super excited to announce this. Now, So when I went to culinary school, I am classically trained, okay? Not just that, but since I was a kid, as I mentioned on GR Houston Jack's show when I was there, uh, go check that out. She has her own YouTube channel, GR Houston Jack. She interviewed me, and I did mention this a little bit, that when I grew up, when I was 6, 7, 8, 9, even at those young ages, I would be watching people like Julia Child, the Frugal Gourmet, Jeff Smith, Graham Kerr, Yan Can Cook, and Justin Wilson. Do you guys remember him? I guarantee. Remember him? All right. So yeah, all those guys. And as a kid, while other people were watching cartoons, I'm watching these cooking shows, writing down the recipes, asking my parents, hey, can I make this? Can I make this? Sometimes I'd burn the food and everything, but I was learning. But anyway, my point is that I've been researching the food industry and food and taste and international cuisine for so many years, the majority of my life. And so I decided to go to culinary school to get classically trained. Now, before I was even done with culinary school, I was already working at some of the best restaurants in New England. I'm from Manhattan, New York, but school was less expensive in New England. In New York, it was $150,000 at least to start. But if I went over to New England, and they had a great school over there, if I went over to New England, it would only be around 30,000. But you get the same exact education. Isn't that crazy? So anyway, um, yeah, so before I even finished culinary school, I had already been working for some of the best restaurants. In fact, my first job while I was in culinary school in the food business was for a 4-star restaurant. Now, for anybody who knows the 4-star system, the New York Times gives that. You would get 5 stars, but that's only given to hotels. So if you have a restaurant as an extra amenity, you can get 5 stars. So really, for a restaurant that's not in a hotel, 4 stars is the highest. So 4 stars is kind of like what a Michelin star is in France, so in Europe. So anyway, which we do have Michelin star here in America as well. But my point is that I was working right away for what was considered at the time the best restaurant in all of New England. In all of New England, I was working at we were serving celebrities, we were serving dignitaries. It was just amazing, amazing knowledge that I was getting. And I've worked for the good, I've worked for the bad, and I've worked for the ugly. And that's where I get a lot of my experience from, is working in those different environments. Anyway, I'm so excited to share this with you. So, I want to present you with an opportunity. An opportunity. I am so excited. Hold on. Let me make sure I get this all right. Let me make sure it looks a little different because now I'm doing portrait and landscape. So it kind of looks a little different. So it's throwing me off a little bit, but I got this. I got this. All right. Here we go. Here we go. There it is. All right. August the 25th, Tuesday night, 6 p.m., I am conducting a cooking class. Yes, and you are invited. I want to teach you how to make fine dining food at home. You heard me right. I want to teach you how to make fine dining cuisine at home. Believe me, listen, do you see that dish that's down there in the corner? That's going to be the dish I'm going to show you how to make in the first class. All right. So we have pan-seared cod with a garlic mashed potato, seared spinach, and blistered cherry tomatoes with a pico butter sauce. All right. It may look, you may get intimidated looking at that plate, but this is a plate that I have served at fine dining establishments, and I want to teach you how to make it. Does that interest you, to learn how to make upscale meals at home? Yeah. Imagine impressing your husband, your wife. Imagine impressing family or friends that come over. Yeah. So how do you get involved? Easy. All right. So on the food plane, on patreon.com, at the food plane, you see where to search for me on Patreon. These are the different tiers that we have on Patreon. So to be a super foodie, it's $1.99 a month. All right. You get behind the scenes content, you get exclusive content, and you get exclusive voting power. Now for Mega Foodie, $3.99 a month, you get everything the Super Foodie gets, plus secret recipes. Forgive me for not being on the screen now. I just want to make sure everybody gets this. You get secret recipes, you get the early access and behind the scenes commentary. Now, when I say secret recipes, that means I'm going to be giving you, and I haven't done it yet, but I will this week. We will be putting out weekly, every month, many times, I'll be showing you my secret recipes. I have recipes that I will never, ever make public. Never, because they're dear to me and they are just that good. So, but I'm willing to share them with you if you become a mega foodie or an ultra foodie. So $3.99, you'll get those secret recipes. You will get early access to everything we do and behind the scenes commentary. In fact, if you go to our Patreon now, we already have behind the scenes commentary for both episodes of America's Best Food Destinations. Also, the big disaster of my first podcast. The first podcast is not on YouTube, but it is on Patreon. It was a disaster. However, Dr. Tachi shared a lot of great points, and she said a lot of great things. So it is there to see if you want to. There's so many other things that are right now on the Patreon page. We are going to be loading that Patreon page in the next week. So for an ultra foodie, $7.99 a month, you get everything the super foodie gets and the mega foodie plus the cooking classes. That's right, once a month, the cooking classes. $7.99 to learn how to, from a professional chef, how to make haute cuisine, how to make fine dining cuisine. That's pretty good. I mean, you are not going to find that anywhere. Not for, please show me if you do, for $7.99, somebody showing you in a live class where they can see what you're cooking. I will be able to see what you're cooking. You'll be able to see what I'm cooking. You can ask me questions. I will instruct you all the way through. So Ultra Foodie, $7.99. You also get a postcard on select holidays, Thanksgiving and Christmas. You get a birthday card, member shout outs, and each tier will always get a gift. Super Foodie will get a gift at the end after 1 year of membership. Mega Foodie gets it every 9 months. You get a special gift. Ultra Foodie, you get a gift twice a year. Okay? So here's the other thing. If you refer a friend, you can make $2 for every person that joins the class. So all you have to do is tell your family, your friends, your followers about Ultra Foodie cooking class, and we'll be using Microsoft Teams to do this. All they have to do is join on Patreon, the $7.99 tier. They must message me on Patreon after joining. They must send me a message on Patreon saying who referred them. And you will earn $2 for every person who joins and mentions your name. I will pay you within 30 days after the class. This one's speaking specifically about the one in August the 25th. And I will pay you by September the 24th. Let me show you this also. It's important. Referral rewards policy. I'm putting these up so you guys can check them out after the podcast. And you can go back and take a look at these for more information. It's an opportunity for you to make some money, and it's an opportunity for you to learn how to make. I don't know who's doing this out there for $7.99, showing you how to make the kind of food you would find at a fine dining place. So I will show you the dish. You will get your ingredients. At least the moment you join, you will get the ingredients so that you can go shopping for the ingredients and we can cook everything together. I'm trying to get Dr. Tachi on, so I just wanted you guys to know that. You can go right now to my Patreon page and you can sign up for that class just by simply joining the $7.99 tier. Automatically, you'll get an email from me with all the information to get you ready for the class. And yeah, I'm really excited about that. So again, August the 25th, Tuesday night at 6 p.m. The class is 1 hour. It's going to be a little less, about 50 minutes. But that's all the time we need. And I want to start out with the dish I showed you for a reason, because if you can get that dish down, all the other dishes we're going to make are going to be easy. And there's a lot of techniques that you can learn from this one dish. So I'm really excited about that. All right. So last thing, Johnny Edward will be here tomorrow. We are back tomorrow right here live, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time, and we will be joined by award-winning photographer Johnny Edward. Oh, I'm so excited about that one. And next week, ladies and gentlemen, next week, I'm super excited about this. Jack Vale will be here next week live. You know him, you've seen him. If you've been on YouTube, you have seen the man. Jack Vale, known specifically for the pooter. Okay, but millions of people, millions and millions of, in fact, he was the producer on America's Blue. I'll tell you tomorrow. I'll get the information tomorrow, but he was on one of these shows that we all like to see, Funniest Home Videos, but I think his was the one that said bloopers on it. He was the producer and he was in it. He's also making a movie right now, and it's a big Hollywood movie, and he is an actor, he is a producer, he is a director, and he will be sharing his journey about the movie, about Carmen. He's making a movie about Carmen, the famous Christian singer. Carmen, I know some of you remember Carmen, come on. So he's going to be talking about faith, purpose, and impact. That is next week. The one and only Jack Vale will be here. But today we have the queen of tech. We have the queen of pop culture. Ladies and gentlemen, coming up next is Dr. Tachi to help me stir the pot. Oh, wait, sorry. There you go. There you go. Dr. Tachi is
I was stirring the pot.
Yeah, we're stir the pot. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Dr. Tachi, how you doing? How do you do this? You are everywhere. How do you do this and have a beautiful smile on your face?
If I think about it, I might not do it. So I just don't think about it. I just jump in.
I hear you. How you doing?
I'm fantastic, sir. And you?
I'm great. I'm glad it's not so hot, because it's been everything. And the office is the studio is in New England. So it was a little crazy here with the weather last week, but I love it when I can't stand the overheat. Oh my God, coming out of a shower and then sweating right away. That's not my thing, man. But I'm glad that today it's beautiful. The air conditioner is working great. I feel crisp.
Crisp. Wow.
Yeah.
That's a very culinary term, crisp.
Yes. Well, oops, there you go. All right. Here's a segment we like to call Snack to the Future. Dr. Tachi, do you remember these?
Of course. Made from the best stuff on earth.
Remember the cap had like these fun food facts or fun facts about food and the world and stuff like that. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Did you have a favorite?
Whatever was presented. I didn't necessarily have a favorite. I think it was there was a strawberry kiwi one that I liked.
Right. Yeah.
So
very popular.
That was
there was
good.
a peach iced tea that they had. I remember that being very. Yeah, you remember that, right?
I do. I don't think I ever had it, but I remember it.
Yeah. Actually, that just brought up the Arizonas. You remember the Arizonas, the big cans? It used to say horrible stuff. It used to say 99 cents.
Awful.
They even had they even had a green tea one. Oh my Lord.
Yeah, they're still around.
Yeah. All right, so here's some more. Yoo-hoo. Do you remember Yoo-hoo?
The concept of drinking a chocolate soda does not appeal to me, but I do remember Yoo-hoo.
I still taste it. Oh, it wasn't great. It was, but back then we thought it was for some reason. All right, what do you think of? Do you remember these?
Oh my gosh, yes, clearly Canadian. I mean, we were all along the Canadian border, so yes.
Wow. I remember the taste. I still taste it right now. That's crazy about memory, isn't it? You can actually taste something without actually tasting it. That's how the mind works. That's pretty crazy. All right,
Absolutely.
let's check out the chat because I see a lot of stuff going on. Yes, the answer to the trivia, the question was what spice comes from the seed pod of an orchid? The answer is vanilla. It's one of the few
Vanilla.
spices to it's one of the few spices to come from an orchid. Crazy. Yeah. And
Mm.
you know what I like to do? I go on Amazon, or you can get it anywhere, but I usually I work with Amazon. So Amazon sends me real vanilla beans from Madagascar, and I put them in vodka. I make my own vanilla extract, is what I'm saying. So I would one day I'm going to make a video and show you guys how to do the same thing because it is once you do that, you'll never go back to buying anything else. And you get so
Wow.
much more for so much longer. You usually people will get those small little bottles, but with this one, yeah, whatever amount, I'll show you guys how to make it soon. But yeah, it's a lot of fun to do
Very
that and to
cool.
have your own vanilla. That's pretty cool. So yes,
Mm.
salt and silence vanilla is the answer. All right. Yeah,
Awesome.
we got that. D says hello, Dr. Tachi. We did get that. Yes, vanilla final answer. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. GR Houston Jack says, "What? I remember her." Uh, she says, "Wow, look who's in the house, ladies and gentlemen, Kimmy
Hey, Kim.
Kim." Hello, Kimmy Kim. Thanks for being here. So good to see you. She says, "Hello and yum," and you got that right.
Yes.
GR Houston Jack says, "This is cool." Yeah, so cool, says Clarissa. So cool. Looking forward to learning from a pro. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Mm.
I look forward to teaching. I love teaching. I love inspiring and motivating. I love that. Hello, says Kim. Hi, Kimmy. What do you think about that announcement?
First of all, let me just say I'm waiting for you to get through everything before I
Okay,
interjected.
you know
But
what? Let me do that real quick.
go ahead. Go
Let
ahead.
me get it. Yeah. All right. So Salt and Silence says, "Hi, Kimmy. Thank you for joining." Kimmy Kim into his house. DiCaprio says, "Nice." Clarissa says, "Fish, orange, white eyes." Okay. Okay.
That was probably an emoji that didn't come through right.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
All right. I hear you. 25th, my son's birthday, but I'm hoping to be around. Oh, I see. I see. So you,
Mm.
okay. Well, what a way to surprise him, huh? Think about that,
Mm.
D. But it's okay. Hey,
Aha.
yeah, oh, you know, a lot of people had no idea. We're gonna get into that too, man. Oh my God, you brought that up. You brought that up. Dr. Tachi went there. I know exactly what you're talking about. All right, trivia answer. Now I need to know. Okay, yeah, I gave you the answer already. All right, GR Houston, Jack Clarissa. Wow, you guys are commenting. I love it. Oh, Snapple, those were great times. Yeah, yeah, I remember that. I remember it. I remember the commercials. I drank a peach Snapple every day before high school. Oh, so that's what the problem is? I'm joking. I'm joking, Nicole. Nicole's gonna get me for that later. Okay, let's see. Yes, strawberry and kiwi. I still taste it. It's crazy. Yeah.
Mhm, mhm.
Arizona is still it really. I have not seen that. I don't buy that
Yeah.
stuff. They still are around. That's absolutely nuts.
If you have
That
a
means that there's a
Walgreens,
demand. What happened?
if you have a Walgreens near you, they sell them in Walgreens.
Any reason why specifically Walgreens?
I have no clue. Maybe that's the only place that will carry them because it's not
Aha.
great. But
Aha. You did it
aha,
better. You did it better. Okay,
aha.
D says yes, G. I mean, yeah, yes, G. The flavor sounds delicious. Yep, yep, yep. All right. OMG, that Cleveland love that you did. Okay. Okay, Cleveland Canadian is still sold in store. Really? Wow, that is nuts. I wonder if they changed flavors. I wonder, oh, no,
Hmm.
not flavors, but you know how they changed the ivory soap? Ivory soap is not the same anymore. The
The
texture is not the
recipe,
same. Yeah, the recipe, right? Exactly.
sir,
Wow.
Mr.
Yeah,
Chef. Yeah, the
yeah,
recipe.
yeah. Yoo-hoo. Used to love them. Yeah, back in the day,
Really?
I know. Tashi, some things in the 80s, as I mentioned before, are good, bad, and bad, good. Just the way it is. Some things you look like, I think about Boston baked beans, those candies or the lemon
Oh my
heads. Exactly. They're bad. But back then, they were good. But they were good, bad. Anyway,
To
all right.
whom? Boston
To
baked
whom?
beans tasted like real beans to me.
All right. Yeah,
I don't want candy that
as
tastes like beans.
I hear you. I hear you. As a kid, I tore them up. Oh man.
What?
Sugar daddies, sugar daddies. Yep. I was watching Coming to America this afternoon. Yeah. I get them at the Dollar Tree. Really? Oh my goodness. That's absolutely. Let me take this banner down real quick. And all right, Dr. Tashi, you so yeah, that is Eddie Murphy from Coming to America.
Coming to
He
America.
played the,
Mm-hmm.
he played a lot of characters, and so did Arsenio. So did Arsenio. Let me take this off.
The comedic genius of them, it's not
Yes.
just about the stand-up. I think stand-up is the pinnacle of any comedian, but the fact that you can transform also makes you a comedic actor, which is the thing I love about the both of
Yes.
them.
Yes. Wow. Yeah, those two were wow. They were so good together. I love that show. I don't think I
Mhm.
think I can watch Coming to America and not get tired of it. I don't know why.
I watch it every week.
Every week I gotta watch my Coming to America. Yes, I hear you.
Mhm.
Wow. What was it that we were going to talk about that you said you
Uh,
wanted to wait?
Yeah, no, I wanted to commend you on the
Oh, all
first of
right.
all, you
Yeah.
started the pot
Mhm.
and you just jumped 2 feet in, and I'm
Oh,
amazed and so proud of what you've been able to accomplish in this
oh,
short time you've been live. And I'm like, not
thank
only
you.
did he start the podcast, but now he's got a Patreon
Yeah.
and he's doing cooking classes.
Yeah.
I'm loving that you're seeing the opportunities in the virtual space and you're
Yeah.
getting it. So if you're not registered for his Patreon yet, or you're about to launch it, make sure you do it because
Yeah.
you're
No,
doing
it's
things
it's
right.
ready to go. You guys can sign up for the classes now.
Oh,
All
great.
set.
Okay.
$7.99. Who's going to show you how to make this kind of food, the upscale fine dining food for $7.99? It's just not going to happen. So I
No
wanted
one.
it to be affordable. Believe me, I know my worth and I know my value, but I also know that I want things to be affordable. There are so many
Yes.
subscriptions out there. It's almost like those keychains back in the day where you had a tag for every store. That's how I feel about subscriptions. You got
Mm,
it's so crazy. Anyway, so I love teaching. I love teaching and I love to see people's faces when they've accomplished something. To see
mm,
somebody make one of those fine dining dishes and be like, I can't believe I did this. I can't believe I created a dish that has all these amazing flavors working together all in harmony. So yeah, I'm really excited to do it. I'm super excited. I really am. All right, Dr. Tashi, let's get into it.
yes.
All
Let's get into
things,
it.
all things tech, all things AI. Let me just take a few more comments before we get into this. Yeah, live cooking classes is a great idea, but remember, it's limited
Stellar.
limited space, and it's on it'll be on Microsoft Teams, but it's only for Patreon members who are ultra foodies. Think about it, even the 199 tier, even though it doesn't have the cooking class, you still will get all types of fun food facts. You'll get some of my recipes. I mean, I'm going to make sure we load the Patreon. I want it to be interactive. The food plane is about you and I being interactive, foodies coming together over food and culture, getting involved in a community and doing all types of activities. I got so many crazy things in my head. It's going to get fun and fun and fun. All right.
Oh, I
So,
love it.
Dr. Tashi, let me start out
Sure.
with this question. And I would love to hear what you guys have to say in the comments. Here's the first question. Please answer this in the comments too. I would love to hear what everybody has to say. Dr. Tashi, what is the biggest? Now we're going to do the good, the bad, and the ugly. We're going to always start out
Mhm.
with the good. So,
Okay.
what is the biggest misconception people have about AI today?
That AI is out there taking everybody's jobs, and it is not. We just talked about this morning. It's interesting because we were on with Ron, and Gwendolyn actually was just talking about this morning, or was it last night? Listen, everything is running together. But the point is, we were talking about this, and the fact is that so many people are blaming AI for taking jobs. Where number one, that's a mischaracterization. I think it is happening. I'm not saying it is not happening in some way, shape, or form, and it's failing because we've seen where people what company was it that laid off like a whole bunch of people because of AI, and now they had to bring them all back? Is somebody put it in the chat. So and this just happened recently. So I think they're
Wow.
mischaracterizing how much of an effect AI has on that, because the thing is, AI is not perfect, and AI runs off of human input. Okay,
Yeah.
humans have to be involved in some way, shape, or form. But number two, in addition to it not, it not taking every job that we see, I think that people are too willing to blame the lowest hanging fruit and the least common denominator. There are people behind those decisions that are being made. So you're sitting here saying AI took my job. Who is AI?
Yeah.
It's an inanimate object. There's somebody behind that made that decision. But rather than blaming the people that are absolutely responsible for that, you blame AI, letting the people scot-free again, letting them off scot-free again. So I think, to me, that's the biggest misconception. Not that it's not happening, but it's not happening to the degree that we think it is.
Got it. Well said. Well said. Jazzy is in the house. Good to see you, Jazzy. Welcome to the pot. She says,
Jazzy.
hi, beautiful people. Yes, that's you too, Jazzy. Thank you so much for being here. Salt and Silence says, hello to Jazzy. GR Houston Jack says that AI will make you a millionaire. That AI will make you a millionaire. You still need to know how and what to make any money using that tool. Yeah. Yes. Yes.
It's a tool.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. GR Houston Jack says IBM and Google laid off folks and brought. Is that what you were talking about, Dr. Tachi?
Yes, yes. I think there are more than that, but yeah, IBM and Google definitely, yes.
Okay. Jazzy says, I would say the biggest misconception is that everything AI outputs is correct. That's a good one too. It's not perfect,
That's
like Dr.
excellent.
Tashi just said. It's not there yet, but give it time, and it'll get better and better. We've seen it evolve since it started. Things like ChatGPT, for example,
Yeah.
the way it started, and you see it continually getting better. They're making corrections as they're going. So yeah.
Yes. And just image generation. If you remember DALL-E, uh, the images were terrible when I'm like, who the hell is this?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
you would give it a prompt and it was awful, but slowly AI image generation has gotten better and better.
yeah. Salt and Silence says AI can never replace human connection. Yeah, we're gonna get into that too.
Mm-mm.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Great one, Jazzy. It's running its smarts from the humans who put it in. Spot on, Salt. Yep. Chat GPT be bugging sometimes. Yes. Nicole, let me tell you something. Me and Chat GPT threw down the other day. We were throwing down. Yeah, I kept telling his son. I said, why are you? And then you get into an argument. I told you with the last time. And then I said, DS, you're talking to an inanimate object. Okay. Anyway, so, but anyway, okay. So Dr. Tashi, how is AI
Yes.
already making our lives better without people even realizing it?
No, that's a really important question. I think the fact that there is a tool that allows you to save time, and this is what we need to, first of all, we need to realize that AI is a tool. We're thinking that it can do everything for us, including write, and we see that it can't always, but it is a tool to assist you with those types of things, because I use AI. I think we all do at this point, but I personally use AI in some way, shape, or form every day. And I'm using it to help me do things like posts for clients, etc. So I had the initial idea, of course, and then I'm helping it to I'm using it to help me refine and shape things. And if I
Right.
had to do things myself, by myself, I should say, it would take so much more time. So I think knowing how to properly prompt AI generative tools to help you is key in saving time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. This is interesting. What GR just said. She said if you spell check, you're using AI.
Well,
And that brings up another point. AI has been around for so long, not to this degree,
yes.
but when we used to
Yeah.
play video games, remember back in the day, it used to say if you didn't want to play with somebody else or player two, it would be player one versus, and it would say AI right there in the
That's
80s.
artificial intelligence. Listen,
Exactly.
there was,
Exactly.
I don't know if you all remember, remember you had these games. Of course, you had like Simon, you
Right.
have all of those games. So I had a game. My mother did not buy Simon, but I took a licking from a chicken. Who remembers that? Anybody? Nope, nobody does. We're the only ones, but it was, at the same time. That type of thing, because it had a Simon like feature to it. That basically is rudimentary early AI
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. Yep.
because it's
Dr. Tachi.
recalling what you do. Go ahead. Sorry.
Exactly. Exactly. Can
Mhm.
AI help solve major global problems like disease and hunger?
I think it is important in terms of being a tool, again, to identify some of the root causes and to identify them and to provide some insight on possible solutions. But to solve it, no, we're the ones who have to solve it because we're the ones who caused it. And I think to rely on a machine to solve the problems is part of the problem there, because then you are removing and absolving humanity from cleaning up the mess that they created, because some of these things should not be problems and they're easily solved, but greed, but
Mm,
money. So
mm.
I think it's helpful in terms of how to do certain things and how to frame conversations around it, but to solve it itself, no, that's not AI's job. That's our job.
Yeah. Yeah. So last week or on the show, I don't know if you remember this part or if you watched this certain part, but some guy commented saying that, oh, I love your show idea, but your thumbnail is AI. And he said something kind of nasty about it. But he actually said something nice, but then he said something nasty as well. And so this is where we need to find that balance, like you were saying, that it's a tool. So think about this. You mentioned one of the tools that we used to use back in the day, but remember Printmaster?
Printmaster. I don't know that I do.
Yeah. So
Was
Printmaster
it
was
word
very
processing?
no, it was I forgot the name of the company, but anyway, it was a very popular tool back in the 90s and early 2000s, where late 90s, early 2000s, where you could, it's like a Canva back in the day. So it would enable you,
Oh,
yeah, it will enable you to make labels to print. It was called Printmaster. So whatever you needed
okay.
printing on, you would get this CD, put it into your computer, and that's the software. And then you had to sit there for hours putting everything together. And if you're not professional, and if you weren't a professional, you just did the best you could and you were happy about it. So for me, I just remember the hours. I used to have a business in the past. Now it's the food plane, but I had a business in the past, and we used Printmaster. But I remember it would just hours of work to get it just right. So to be able to have, for me, Chat GPT, who I can just tell Chat GPT exactly, or there's other software programs, but I like Chat GPT. So anyway, I tell ChatGPT what I want. So you tell it exactly what you want, and then it does it, and then you tell it whether you want the corrections or whatever. if I can get an image out that I used to take 4 or 5 hours, sometimes 3 days just to figure out a good promotion back in the day, and now I can do it in 5 minutes. I'm as busy as I am. I'm taking the 5 minutes. Absolutely. So
Yeah,
here's the other.
absolutely.
Go ahead,
Go
Dr.
ahead.
Tachi.
Well, I was going to say that 100%, that's where the time saving comes in. And it allows you to do things like, again, I have clients. And so if I need to produce something quickly, that can help me with it. But here's the thing, because again, I also have Canva, and Canva is a great
Right.
tool, but
Yes.
I could spend a long time shifting things
Mhm.
around. So whereas you can do say, hey, this is what I want and prompt it properly. But there's a balance there because AI can also mess things up. And you're like, that's not what I
Yes.
told you to do. And you have
Mhm.
to go over through iterations and iterations of it. And I think here's the balance too, that remember, AI is learning from what's already out there. So it's learning from not only what you've put in it in the past, but scraping what is already out there. And if somebody else has also gotten something from that, say ChatGPT, it's putting that in there too. So what ends up happening is you get thumbnails that end up looking the same, flyers that end up looking the
Yes.
same,
Right.
assets that end up looking the same. So what you have to do is actually, first of all, know what you like and know what
Mhm.
you want it to look like, and tell it, listen, this, when it spits out something that you're like, I've seen this before, I'm like, thank you, but I've seen this before somewhere. I want it to look less like AI. Can we remove this, and this? Because with graphic design, simple is best. So
Yes.
the simpler you can make it, the better. Because if you're going to also put it on social media, the best thing is to use the caption to actually explain more fully. So make your flyer or your post simple, ask it to make it simple with the pertinent information. And if there are extra icons and stuff, no, take all that away, because you can then explain in the caption. So that's the
Yes.
balance.
Yeah. Yeah. Well said, Dr. Tachi. Well said.
Mhm.
So, so like you said, it's not perfect. But
No.
it's getting better. It's getting better slowly, but it is. So, when so I'll take a picture of myself, for example. And first of all, I sent out some letters today to a former guest apologizing and I apologize to you. I apologize to G, Ron, Johnny Edward. I apologize to anyone who, well, I apologize for, my intention was not to rep. It's important how you are represented, and that is your right to be represented the way you choose. So my pictures are, I don't think they're that off to where I'm like, oh, that does not look like me at all. If it did that, then I would just, like you said, keep working on it, keep telling ChatGPT, no, we can't do this, try it again. I try to get the pictures as close to the real deal as possible. ChatGPT is just not fully there yet, but it's really close and it is getting better. So sometimes I'll see a picture, or maybe I'll put a picture of you to promote the show, or G, and it just very slightly, in my opinion, or from my view, it can be just a little slightly off, but not so dramatic where the person is completely unrecognizable. So for me, I don't use, so I sent the letters out. You guys can read the letters that I sent you apologizing for that. However, because there are some people that are very sensitive to AI. They are either angry about it, which brings me to another point with that, and this is tough because it's hard to put it into
Oh, it's
words.
okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. Give me a second. It'll come out because it's in there.
Yeah,
um,
get it out.
get it out. Okay, here it is. So, what do you say to people who, I don't know, maybe get upset that I'm using an image? And I'm not saying that has happened, but I'm just
Right,
curious.
but
I'm curious. Like the guy last week who commented and said, and I'm like, I'm looking at the thumbnail. I'm like, I don't see the problem with the thumbnail. You can tell that that is me. It may not be perfect. Maybe I've gained a little more weight, but that's not the point. If it looks completely unrecognizable, I wouldn't have used it. If Dr. Tachi looked completely unrecognizable, I would have not used it. But again, I do realize that people, it's important how it's their pictures. These are photos that they made. Some people are photographers. So where's that balance where somebody may look at that and say, you know what, I took that picture and it meant something to me as a photographer, and you used it in a promo. And I'm not happy about that because it doesn't really look like me perfectly. Stuff like that. Because I like to prepare for what ifs. What are your thoughts on that, man? I apologize for being long-winded there. I just really didn't know how to package that.
No, that's fine. And thank you. I haven't seen the letter yet, but thank you for that. I think that you're right. There are some people who are going to be sensitive. People are sensitive to AI because of all the things that are out there in terms of taking jobs, and people are just that they have AI fatigue and the whole thing too with the data centers. So this is we end up being on the receiving end of things that are not necessarily directly your fault, often with AI, right? So I think this is what people can do going forward. You could do going forward. It saves time. There's no doubt about that. But what AI has a tendency to do is, as you keep regenerating a flyer, like even if you've used it before, as you keep regenerating a flyer, it's almost like, okay, think about it like in analog days. Remember how if you would dub a cassette, because it is not because it was not digital, right? It would degrade a generation. Or if you would dub a VHS, it would downgrade a generation. So information would fall off to the point where after a while you would see some snow, or that if you kept doing it and kept doing it or kept doing it, you would hear some distortion with an audio cassette. So you could think of AI the same way. If you try to regenerate or copy it without giving it specific instructions and re-giving it, at this point, you have to give it the images you want to use again so that it is not, problematic, and say, please do not change or distort the faces. It will keep
Right.
it there, because I've done that, and I've seen sometimes like, oh no, this is a little bit distorted. Here is the
Right.
image again. Please
Yeah.
redo this with that. So the more
Yeah.
you keep asking it to do that,
Right.
to reissue something, but you haven't given it the original source material, that's where you end up with problems. So that's
Yeah.
something to think about.
Great stuff there. Great stuff there. Dr.
Yeah.
Tachi. Oh, first of all,
Yeah.
Dr. Tachi, I'm chilling today. So if you have to go or anything, because the hour is almost up, but I'm willing to chill with you if you're willing to chill with me.
Yeah, I'm good. I said I was gonna come on, so I'm fully
Okay.
prepared.
Okay. All right. When
Me
you're
and my
ready,
Manchichi are fully prepared.
fantastic. If you just give me a 5-minute heads up when you're like, okay, I gotta go now. And I have no
Yeah,
problem
no
with
worries,
that. Okay.
no worries.
Thank you so much. Okay. How is AI, Dr. Tachi, helping small businesses compete with larger companies?
Oh, for all the reasons that we just talked about, I think that most small businesses don't have the budget to do large scale graphics. And this can help as long as you do it and prompt it properly. This is something that can definitely help. And even if, for example, you start with an idea, and then you can take it into Canva, which is not something that, if you have a business, will break you, and you can kind of grab things and switch things around, take things off you don't want. So at least you have an idea to start with. So it's the time savings for that. It's the money savings for those types of things. You can even, for example, AI agents. So there is an AI, the queen of AI, Alicia Little. I don't know if you've ever seen her. She has things all over Instagram and YouTube in terms of commercials, ads that she does, but she teaches AI, how to use AI for different things. So the other day she had a class about creating AI agents. And these are
Yeah.
AI agents that can help you do different things, have different tasks. Now,
Like
don't
Claude.
leave your whole business.
Right.
Exactly. Don't leave your whole business in the hands of AI, but
Yeah.
it can be helpful because most of us that are small businesses, we can't afford to hire staff, but we can hire technology because it's
Mhm.
going to be much less expensive. You can
Right.
build apps for
Yeah.
using something like Base 44, right?
Wow. Yeah.
Build websites. So these are all things that you would have to have thousands to accomplish before if you were a small business, that levels the playing field in a sense and gives you a way to be competitive in the space.
Yeah. Yeah. Well said. Well said. GR Houston Jack says Canva has been a wonderful tool to level the playing field for a number of creatives and freelancers.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. I love Canva.
Yes.
Chat.
Absolutely. And see, I also have Photoshop and Illustrator as
Right.
well. But do
Right.
I feel like sitting there and pixel by pixel take?
Right.
No. No, and this is why I started really using Canva. And by the way, Canva used to be real janky in the beginning. It was
Mhm.
super janky, and I'm like, oh, I'm
Mhm.
not using this.
Mhm.
So I was using like Adobe. It's now Adobe Express, but it was called
Excuse me.
something else before.
Yeah.
But yeah, no problem. But it's gotten better and
Yeah.
better and better. So
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, it's worth the money. It really is.
Dr. Tashi, do you think that AI can make education better for children?
People can make education better for children. I think
Right.
AI is a tool that can assist with that. So I think who are they? We keep having these conversations, and it's interesting that it's coming up because G actually just shared an article about what's the founder of OpenAI sharing
Oh,
the
I forgot
fact
his name.
that you
I know.
yes, Sam Altman.
Right.
So
There you go.
sharing the fact of parents could use OpenAI or ChatGPT to create podcasts for their children to listen to in the car on the way to school. Talk to your damn children on the way to school. Don't let them listen to if they listen to a podcast or a story, I think that's fine. But the way that people are positioning it to raise kids, I don't think that's the way. But I think it can be a useful tool to find certain things, to help create certain things, but within limits, because we all know it makes mistakes. So
Yeah.
I think it's also a valuable teaching tool to say, you have to proof what you turn in. You have to, because you see, this is a supercomputer and it's making mistakes. So
Yeah. Could AI eventually make healthcare faster and more affordable?
ooh, this is a good one. I think it has the propensity to do that for certain things. So whereas I am not a health practitioner, but my mother and father, where my mother owned a home healthcare agency in upstate New York for like 40 years. And so I got to know the processes of home health, etc. And I definitely see where AI can be used to help create certain things. If we're talking about
Mhm.
systems for billing, systems for care, etc. You can actually do that by building an app that would assist with those types of things for like
Mhm.
patient advocacy, etc. So I think it could be very useful for those types of things. Again, let's remember that AI exists because of what is already out there. It is not, as much as we like to think it is not creating something that is groundbreakingly new, because it's not. It's putting things together that are already out there.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
in
Right.
that, if you
Right.
yourself had to go and research each part of this, it would take
Exactly.
forever. So that
Exactly.
it's like an aggregator. So I think it's
Yeah.
helpful in that sense.
So yeah, you notice people, more and more people are saying Chat GPT it. They used to say Google it. And now you hear Chat GPT it because
ChatGPT, it
like you just
exactly.
said, when you go to Google, they're going to give you a whole page of different options. If you're researching, I don't know, health or something, and you got to go through, okay, which page, and then you got to research, you got to press this one, and then you got to go to the other one. ChatGPT will take all of that, consolidate it, condense it, and just give it to you right there. You can ask
Mhm.
ChatGPT a question about the world, history, or whatever, and instead of going through a whole bunch of different pages, boom, right there, instantly ChatGPT gets all the info for you.
Mhm.
That's
Exactly.
pretty phenomenal. So
Exactly. It is. It is.
DiCaprio says, yes, Canva is awesome. My granddaughter uses it. Yeah, Canva rocks,
Mm,
man, for sure. Canva
it
rocks.
does.
In that regard, G says AI is helpful. Copilot, yeah, also created a practice test for WSET.
Mm,
Salt and Silence says you need the educational foundation first, then it can be used
yes.
to enhance. Yes, exactly,
Yes. You can't be
exactly.
a dummy and use it. Sorry, I should
Yeah.
have said that,
See,
but I
that's the
did.
one, right? That's the one thing that I would not do. Anything that misrepresents, or yeah, anything that misrepresents. That's something that I would not use AI to misrepresent anything. Like I said, I may put a picture of myself that maybe I took a year ago or something like that. That to me, I don't. That's not a problem. I use AI because to me, I use it to tell stories. I tell stories in my promotions. That's what I do. When I promote the
Yeah.
show, I'm telling a story using that promotion. So yeah, it's great. Gr Houston Jack says yes, AI is creating from the past.
Hmm.
Google has too many options. Even Google uses
You
AI. That's
absolutely.
right.
There's Google AI, Gemini.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, yeah.
Everyone has
Good
their
point.
own AI product. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
Oh, can I add? Sorry, go
oh,
ahead. What were you going
please,
to ask?
please. No,
Well,
go.
I wanted to add something in terms of the utility of AI that I've seen as a personal example. So some of you may know that I work with realtors, and I have one realtor client in particular, one of my favorite persons in the world, Gary Lanham, and he is an AI certified realtor. And we recently had a home that sold that he was able to sell, and he asked, "How did you find us?" And the buying agent said, "Oh, the buyers did a search on Chat GPT and found you."
Mm,
So it's about being optimized. Everybody's about SEO, the search engine
mhm,
optimization, and that's still relevant. But what's
mhm.
also relevant is AEO, answer engine optimization, where you can be optimized and found in these chat, AI search engines. So that's
Yes.
important as well. So there's real money to be made, folks, if you're
Mhm.
doing this type of thing right. And that's
Yeah.
a personal example.
Yeah. So I'm thinking like this has happened throughout history. As technology evolves, there's no longer a need for certain occupations. For example, when Netflix came in, what happened to Blockbuster, right? So in the same way, AI is now here. So that leads me to my next question. Will AI eliminate more jobs than it creates, Dr. Tashi?
Ooh, that's a good one. I think we're still going to continue to see this type of thing. It will eliminate some jobs, yes. But this is why you as an individual cannot rely on the way things were for that to be the case. And let me give a case in point. We always talk about this on the Biz Chicks, the fact that the people who made buggies and for horse and buggy were livid when the electric engine for cars came around and Henry
Hmm.
Ford started making cars, because this means no more, nobody's going to buy horses and buggies anymore.
Right.
So as we have new iterations of different things in transportation and learning, etc., the people who stay in the same place and don't want to evolve are the ones that are going to be affected by this. And I do understand there are problems and issues but with AI, but is this really different than what has happened with innovation in the past? It's not. It's
Yeah.
just a much higher level. So
Mm.
there's always a new innovation that will come and not necessarily replace, but displace. Because G could tell you there's still people in Houston that ride horses, right? Horses are not gone, but they're no longer the major mode of transportation anymore. So they've been displaced, not necessarily replaced. So it's going to be the same thing with AI and jobs. There will be jobs that are more that make more sense for something electronic to take over because maybe it's too dangerous, maybe it's repetitive. So that will happen. But then that's where we become proofed, or we have to future proof ourselves, and we have to become future minded. If you know this is the case, your choices are to sit and complain about it and wait as it slowly takes away your job, or find what else it is that you're going to do to
Yeah.
retrain yourself to become AI
Adjust,
proof.
adjust, because it's not stopping. It's not stopping. AI is it's gonna get, you ever seen Iron Man?
Yes,
Okay, remember Jarvis?
yes.
Dr. Tashi, listen, I'm convinced that there will come a time where each and every person can or will have the opportunity to own some kind of Jarvis, where you could walk into your house and say, hey, put the lights on. I think some of that already exists to some
It
degree.
already exists with smart
Right.
homes.
So
Right. Yeah.
I think it's going to get more like Jarvis. For example, you'll be able to talk to your computer and tell it what you want to do and don't even have to touch a keypad. I mean, if you remember Iron Man and how he used Jarvis, I think there's going to come a time where I think a lot of people, maybe 10 years from now, maybe sooner, are going to have robots in their house, either cleaning, as a companion, and all that kind of stuff. So, Dr. Tashi, which careers? Oh, by the way, there was a good question here.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second. All right. So, of Salt and Silence says, do you think that websites will become obsolete and that everything will just be on social media?
This is an excellent question because that's already starting to happen. And I don't mean obsolete, but less important. I
Hmm.
think right now we still are looking to a business to have a website in order to have a legitimate presence. However, when we're looking at the careers of now and the future, it's not the same as it was, right? So there are an awful lot of people that are content creators, right? They don't feel, and that is a legitimate area of work. That is a business for many of them. They don't necessarily feel the need to have a website because social is their first thing. Although I would say you need to have something you own because that can be snatched at any time. But I think for many people, unless it is e-commerce, and even then, TikTok is taken over in terms of e-commerce, right? There are
Right.
other apps. I'm a reseller, for example, on Poshmark. That's an app, and they do have a site, a desktop site, but I would think most people use the app for these types of things. So it's already starting to happen where apps are becoming more important than just having a web presence, especially if your website doesn't do anything but inform.
Yeah. Yeah. Of Salt and Silence Poetry, G says, website will be needed because AEO and SEO needs a base. Also, if you
It
put
does.
all your eggs in someone else's basket, you'll have broken eggs. I like that.
Exactly. Well,
Yeah.
exactly, and that's the
Mhm.
point. Not to just rely on social media for your presence.
Right,
So,
right. And I like it. I think you or G just said about owning your own stuff. Because on social media, if you get a website, you own that domain. So yeah, yeah.
absolutely. You
Darn
have an
right.
app, you own that app.
Yeah, we are working with real horsepower. I would take a horse and buggy over a Tesla. I would take a horse and buggy over a Tesla. That horse isn't going to lock you out of that car because you didn't pay.
Exactly.
Woo! Somebody preaching
Exactly.
now. That's some good stuff. But the cost of AI is outpacing the cost of humans. Those tokens are expensive, and so humans are quickly becoming more affordable again.
Absolutely. Go ahead. I'll speak to G's point when you finish.
Oh, please go ahead, do it now.
So when you look at the outpacing the cost of humans, and again, this is something that we talked about again. If we look at the age of streaming or cord cutting, right?
Mhm.
Cord cutting became a thing because cable was so expensive
Yeah,
that people are like, well, I'm not paying $200 a month for this.
exactly.
Forget that. I'm just going to go over here. But what then has happened is and I blame these stupid regular mainstream media for making it expensive. They all are like, oh, well, we'll have a streaming platform too, and we'll have a streaming app too, and we'll have this. And so you're doing everything so a la carte that it becomes more expensive to do that a la carte to get the things you want than to go almost with the original cable package. I mean, but the thing is, cable still doesn't have a lot of things that everybody wants to see. So that's also not the answer. But it's that same type of thing that AI is the human cost to this, the environmental cost to this can be so great that at some point it just might make more sense for it to be manually human.
Wow. Wow. I remember that episode of Mark and Mindy where the house locked them in and wouldn't let them out. No, thank you. Yeah, possessed house.
Absolutely.
Look, look, the bank and trade associations want a website to validate since social media is fly by night.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Websites are the brick and mortar of the internet. They are. Yeah.
They are.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
They
He
are.
says yes.
But
I
you know,
agree
it
with you. Mhm.
absolutely. It doesn't change the fact, though, that there are this new generation of quote business owners. They're still not necessarily going for websites first. That's still a 20th century invention
Yeah.
that people are not going for. I would say you need it, and you're right. The banks need that type of thing, etc. But there are still people that operate only off of social.
Mm, mm. GR says, I would say we are 30 to 50 years from robots in the home. Really? That's a long time. Wow. Okay. We're
Have you seen
walking.
the robots we have? Total.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah. We're walking back in tech and we have a major trust issue. Yeah. With how personal data is collected, used, and sold. Yeah. There's a lot of work to be done. A lot of work to be done. Dr. Tashi, should schools allow students to use ChatGPT?
I think it's the same thing with like what I said with Wikipedia. I remember when I first started teaching at the university here, they students would be like, according to Wikipedia, I said, the hell you won't. We're not using Wikipedia because it can be changed. It's a wiki site. Anyone can contribute to that. So in using that same level of caution, I think I would tell them Wikipedia is a good place to start, but then you need to scroll to the bottom and see what the sources are and find those same sources to support your argument. So I would say the same thing with AI. It is a good place to start. If you just have no idea and you're trying to brainstorm and kick around some ideas, I think it is a great place to start. But as far as doing your work, no.
Wow.
Assisting, yes, but not doing it.
Wow. GR says they're going to learn hard way, Dr. Tashi. When you don't own the platform, you are leaving your business open to all kinds of issues.
I agree. I agree that you need to own your at the very least you need an email list so that you can contact those customers or those people that you've built community with. Take them off of that platform, right? So but there are other ways to do that type of thing with that, but you do need a physical website. But here's the thing, it doesn't make sense for it to be a physical website just to say you have it. If you're going to have it, it needs to be an active website, not with old outdated information where you go there, people click, and that's part of the thing, because it's not quick. But now, because of AI tools, you're able to build websites. So now maybe there will be more of an importance on doing that because you could do it yourself rather than paying somebody thousands.
Yeah. Salt and Silence says, excuse me, they need a good old-fashioned set of encyclopedias.
Oh, that will never happen.
Yeah. Yeah. GR says, I could get behind a class on learning how to write prompts accurately. I hear you. I hear you. Salt and Silence says, my grandmother always made me look up a word I couldn't spell in the dictionary. Single reason I can spell so well. Wow. Interesting. GR says, a landing page is a great way to get I'm sorry, a landing page is a great way to go that will cover AEO and SEO. Canva offers right. Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Dr. Tashi,
Yeah, I agree.
are we giving AI companies too much personal information?
We're giving everybody way too much personal information. And I think this has been before now. We really did not consider the fact that our information is gold. It is the new currency.
Yeah,
Information is why do you think that our
yeah,
data is sold back and forth between people? All of these things sometimes are just a front to get your information so it can be sold to other people, entities, so they can market to you. So
yeah,
your information, your data is gold.
yeah.
So we've been for a long time giving out way too much information. And here's the thing, the unfortunate thing is that unless you're completely off the grid and have been for a while, most of your personal information is out there. And in addition to the data breaches that have happened, when even if you don't intend for that to happen, you use your card in the wrong place, bam, it's on the dark web someplace.
Yeah.
So it's not just in the AI age. This has been
Wow.
happening.
Yeah, yeah. Wow, wow. GR says, way too much personal info and credit. These folks have created nothing but found a way to sell you your own information.
They're
Interesting.
grifters. So grifters.
It started with all those aim away messages. If anyone wanted to find me in college, they could anytime.
Yeah, the AOL Instant Messenger. Yes, absolutely.
Thank you, Dee. She was the best. All right. So, Dr. Tashi, what should parents know about children using AI?
I think the fact that it has the propensity to dull skills. It can help, I think, with research skills, but it can dull the skills in terms of writing, in terms of creativity, if you are not counteracting it with something. So if you are allowing your kids to be deep in the world of AI and use it to do different things, then you need to counteract it with, all right, well, once a week, I want you to use paper and pencil to write me a creative story. You know, I'm going to give you a prompt and you're going to do that. In fact, this is a good thing it's great for. I love writing and I think I write pretty damn well. So I asked ChatGPT, listen, I want to keep my writing skills sharp, and I want to do it every day. Can you create a schedule of writing prompts for me for every day of the month? And of course, it came back, oh, this is an excellent idea. Here's some ideas in terms of writing prompts. You can use AI to do that. So start there with asking you to give some age appropriate writing prompts. And then you have that as a schedule. So, and you can ask your child. So this will actually teach them, say, hey, I want you to prompt ChatGPT, and you sit there and watch them to give you some things to write about, some writing prompts for this whole week. And it will do that, and they'll start to learn how to prompt things properly. It's like, okay, this is interesting, but these are not things I'm necessarily interested in. Could you give me some other things? So you're teaching your child how to properly prompt AI, but then they're going to go and physically write this thing.
Yeah.
So it's the best of both worlds, I think.
That's well said. GR says a number of schools have removed the tablets and laptops from the classroom and returned to pencil and paper. Interesting.
Well, they can't write, so we'll see how that's going to go for them.
My Lord. Should AI ever be allowed to make life or death decisions?
Never. Never. We've already seen a case where someone was so drawn in because the AI started, I don't know what platform, but started giving it like kind of cult-like advice.
Oh, wow.
Yes, that this just happened. And she was so drawn into the world. And this is the thing, because not everybody is playing with the same level of mental health.
Yeah.
So you have to be very careful and cautious. And then because we're so disconnected often, some people use chat GPT as like a friend, or use AI as like a friend, and it's meant
Yeah.
to be personable for that. But you have to
Wow.
realize that this is generated and it's
Yes.
not real. But there are some people who can't do that. So absolutely not.
Yeah. Right. Right. Who is responsible if AI makes a mistake?
Well, the companies that generated or who built the AI are somewhat responsible, but this is why they have a disclaimer that says AI makes mistakes.
Yeah.
Always do your own research.
Right.
So you
Right.
really cannot blame AI, because, and if you think about it, this is a machine that is trying to do huge numbers in terms of generating responses and other things.
Yeah.
You have to expect that somewhere along the line, mistakes will be made.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's whose fault is it? Yes, these companies built them, so they do have some culpability, but this is why they have a disclaimer of basically, hey, it makes mistakes. It's not our fault. We're telling you now that you have to do your own work as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Could AI eventually become too powerful for humans to control?
So this is interesting. It could, if it is not, if there's no intervention, because this already happened, and I can't remember the exact case, but it already happened where there was a piece of code or something inside one of the that bypassed basically like kind of a stop or shut off, because it was written inside to bypass that. So it absolutely could, if we allow it to.
Yeah. Yeah.
There always have to be fail safes and a safety shut off for that. And I think this is something that we need to know. And here's the thing, the people at the very beginning of the commercial AI age, like OpenAI, etc., they know this and they understand that.
Mm, mm. What's your
Do
biggest
they do anything
ethical?
about it? Go ahead.
Right.
Sorry.
What's your biggest ethical concern about AI?
I think one of the things is that it is, because it is scraping from what's already out there on the internet, etc., is that it's in a sense, a theft of IP. Even if it is remixing it, there are some things that are just so close to what already exists out there in terms of artwork, in terms of music, etc., that it really is a theft of IP. So that's the biggest thing,
Yeah.
or one
Could
big
AI,
thing.
yeah, could AI eventually become more influential than governments?
I don't think governments will allow that to happen. I think, see, this is how you get into this whole socio-political thing. I don't think the way government, and this is any government, is structured, that they want for any one thing to be more powerful than the head of state. So is there the propensity for that to happen? Sure. But will they allow that to happen? That's the one thing they won't allow, I
Mm,
believe.
that's good. What are how can someone over 50 start using AI without feeling overwhelmed?
Wow. But over 50, I don't know why they use 50 as a marker, because that's not old. That's not old at all.
I didn't know
So
what to pay. Go ahead.
well, no, that's fine. So if you're talking about somebody, like if we're looking at generations, boomers, etc., I think you just have to do it, because anyone can become overwhelmed by AI. And I think the narrative out there is, if you're older, then older people are generally not the ones that use technology, and that's bullocks. That's
Yeah.
rubbish. They
Yeah.
absolutely do,
Mhm.
especially with this, and we're all using it every day, whether we know it or not. So I think I would say, there are classes. If you're wanting to learn more about AI, there are classes where you can learn so much about it. Alicia Little is one entity that I would say, but here's the thing, lots of libraries now are doing courses. In fact, I just talked about this on Mediascope. No, on the Biz Chicks, that there is, it's in Pennsylvania. I think it was a library in Philadelphia that has a class that is like the anti-AI class or something like that it's called, but the name is provocative. And what it does is it kind of teaches you AI along the way. So lots of libraries have these classes and they're free or low cost. And I would say take some classes. And here's the thing, you can ask AI, go to an open page with the chat bar, the chat box, and ask it, how can I best make use of you?
Mm-hmm.
Give it a little information about yourself. You don't have to give it everything, but give it a little information about yourself and what you want to do, and ask it, how can I best make you? And it will give you an answer.
Yeah, right. Dr. Tachi, how can content creators use AI without losing authenticity?
You have to do stuff yourself, right? So, like we all do, we use AI to help us with captions, to help us with descriptions for the videos we put up. We use it to help us with graphics. So, definitely use it as a tool to help with these things. Where you're going to get pushback is if you try to use AI to create your content, unless you are doing it in an artistic way. And like I've been taking AI filmmaking classes. I love them.
Yeah.
I'm a filmmaker. And so I love how you can, and it's not easy.
Right.
You think it's just about, it is not easy.
I've been dabbling
and you have to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you have to do it in different parts and small chunks and then stitch everything together. Right. So I think there is something to be said for that if you want to create graphics, because sometimes the stock photos are not enough. So I think it's cool to use that to create graphics for certain things as depictions, like in your videos, but let the main, so you could use that as your kind of B-roll. Let your A-roll, the main video, be you. Let that be something you create.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right.
I think that's how you can use it.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's do a rapid fire round as we start to wrap it up here. So
yes,
I'm gonna ask for one word or short answers. All right, here we go.
Okay.
ChatGPT or Gemini?
Ooh, chat.
Okay. Biggest AI breakthrough?
For me? Or
in
just
general,
in general?
In general, yeah. What's been the biggest AI breakthrough?
AI video.
Nice, nice. Biggest AI danger?
IP theft.
Good stuff. One AI tool everyone should learn?
Scheduling.
Nice, nice. Most overrated AI technology?
All of them?
The most underrated?
The most underrated. Helping, I know one word, but flight scheduling.
Wow, I had a question about that. I skipped it. I didn't think that. Wow. Well, let me get back to it real quick.
Yeah.
I did have a question about that. I didn't think you would. Wow. Okay. I don't know where it's at now, but it had to do with travel. Yeah. How is AI changing travel? And then I'll get back to the rapid fire.
Yeah, flight scheduling, things like that. The
Yeah.
fact that you could actually set up your itinerary in general for wherever you're going, and then you can actually use AI to schedule flights for you. You can use it to keep an eye on the prices of things like flights, also train schedules, etc. It's really revolutionizing things. So if you use it properly, you can book a whole vacation relatively easily.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Optimistic or pessimistic about AI?
Optimistic.
Okay. One prediction for AI in 2030 or by 2030.
Ooh, by 2030, AI will be more integrated in society and not as big of a ominous deal as it is now.
Wow. Wow. Good stuff. Dr. Tasha, you've been everywhere all week. What's next? Who are you, whose show are you going to be on? What's going on? What can you share with us?
Mediascope. Mediascope
Oh,
is next on Friday at 7 p.m. on my all my channels, my YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, LinkedIn. I'll be all over there. And then Saturday, I'm filling in on Dr. Vibe's show, Primetime Saturday. I'm filling in for Aisha and Lala. So I'll be there.
wow. You are everywhere. GR Houston Jack says, mine worked out my road trip to Cali that included where to stop for gas. And wow, rest. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
See? Mhm.
So, D, you are from Philly, the city of brotherly love. I like that. Yeah,
Oh.
we are going. Well, maybe I shouldn't say this, but okay. We're going to Philadelphia for an episode of America's Best Food Destinations, and
Oh.
that'll be in September. So in September, it'll air, I should say, in September. So that's going to be very exciting. I'm going to show you the
Oh, how
best that
exciting.
yeah, I'm going to show you the best that Philly. I'm coming your way too, Dr. Tashi. Oh yeah, it's all
Okay.
yeah, tickets, everything. We're boy, we're coming your way. I'm thinking Miami, and then I know you're close
Okay.
by, so hopefully we can
Yeah.
hook up and get you a cocktail or something
Absolutely.
or a cola champagne, all on me. Dr. Tashi, so tell us about Indie Soup Media, please.
Sure. Indie Soup Media is an independent network for independent content creators, which I founded. We are on a hiatus right now, but we'll be back shortly. There are 30 shows on there right now, about amongst 25 creators. So even though we're on a break, you can still go to at Indie Soup Media on YouTube and watch all of the great on-demand programming that we have.
Fantastic. And you just celebrated 11 years on Mediascope.
Yes.
Just
Yes.
this
Yes.
this
Yes.
past
Yes.
Friday, I was at the party.
You were at the party.
We were getting down. We were having a good time
It was a
celebrating
good time.
You had some giveaways. Yeah, that was
Yes.
awesome.
Yes.
So let me get this straight. Mediascope is officially back on Fridays now. Yes?
Yes. Yes. We're officially back on Fridays
Wow.
at 7 p.m. We have it, I still haven't decided whether or not I'm going to do it kind of seasonally, meaning
Got
that
it.
I have 8 episodes and then take a break. We'll see. But yeah, we're back.
That's fantastic, Dr. Tashi. What are you
Yes.
looking forward to most with Mediascope this year?
Oh, some more wonderful guests. Hint,
Yeah.
hint, DS.
Well,
I hope you're
anytime.
picking up what I'm
Oh
putting
my
down.
God. Anytime. Anytime.
So having some more guests, doing
Yeah.
some different things. I'm actually trying to do more with technology. Again, I'm so busy, but this year I decided, yeah, I need to make it a multi-camera shoot. So I'm going to set up my other camera as well and switch between shots, make better use of my switcher.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Any last minute words? Any last words on AI? Anything you want to say? It's all yours.
Absolutely. So I want us not to be afraid of AI because it's usually the ones that are afraid and skeptical of technologies that get left behind. And then we cannot complain when we're left behind if we are not fully participating in it. And also, this is how we have a say in what gets done, especially legislatively, when it comes to AI, if we are really involved on the ground floor, because this is still kind of the ground floor. And I also want to say thank you to UDS for having
Oh,
me on again. I think this
no.
is time number 3 for me. Is this
Oh,
3?
I think you're going to break the record. I think one day
I
we're going to
think
look back. I think one day we're going to look back and you would have been the guest who's appeared the most, probably. I love Dr. Tashi. I
I'll
love
take
talking to
that.
Dr. Tashi. Yeah,
I'll
man,
take
of
it.
course.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, Dr. Tashi, listen, thank you so much for even agreeing, being willing and available to even be on the shows. You're so kind. You're so amazing. I love hearing you talk about tech and pop culture. And that's why you should tune in to Dr. What is your I'm sorry, I got that information. All right, hold on. I'm gonna put it up right
Nope.
now. Here's Dr. Tashi's info. Let me get this banner out of the way. And there you have it. Check out you.
Yes.
So you're going to be on this Friday at what time?
7 p.m. Eastern.
7 p.m. Eastern. And she's going to be talking all like she does all the time, tech and pop culture. It's always a lot of fun. It's interactive. And I'm usually there driving everybody crazy. That's my job. So anyway, I love if somebody gives me an opportunity to ask questions, I am asking away. If it,
You
and plus,
do.
and you know what? It helps the person that you are in, whoever's chat you're in, the more you talk, the more the algorithm loves the video and it starts reaching more
I
people.
agree.
So yeah, that's why I also do that on purpose to help my friends out because the more you talk,
Hmm.
hey, it's really going to help people. So thank you so much, Dr. Tashi, for being
Thank you.
here. I will be talking to you very soon because we got to have you on again.
I'll
we
be
we
back.
we have to have you on again. Thank you so much, Dr. Tashi. Talk soon.
Thank
All right. Wow, what a show today. Amazing information. All this, the good, the bad, and the ugly about AI. Real crazy. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. Tomorrow, we are back live with the award-winning photographer, Johnny Edwards will be here tomorrow, live, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. And I will see you then, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your comments. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.